I don't have enough time to write. Raise your hand if you have ever said that to yourself or to somebody else, another writer friend or whatever. I just don't have time to write. I recommend shutting down your internet if at all possible, wherever it is that you happen to be writing. All writers are guilty of this. We sit down, we write a sentence, and go, ooh, what did the 1989 Jeep Liberty look like? Let me look that up real quick. And then an hour later, when you've ended up on, Reddit or something like that, you're like, wait, what was I talking about? Right? Do not research when you're writing. If you get to a place where you need a reference of some point, what a lot of authors will do is write a TK, a capital T, and a capital K, and then just keep writing. The reason for that is there aren't either any or very few words that have a T and a K next to each other, so you can search in your search bar TK and it will come up and you can find the places where you were going to make references. Okay, that's a little time-saving trick. Use the TK. So when you need to do that research, find another time to do that. When you're on the bus, or when you're at the library, when you're cooking, when you're whatever, use your phone. Do research then. Do it, right before bed. Do it first thing in the morning. Do it some other time, but do not let research interrupt your writing time. Writing time is for writing. You owe it to yourself to find and create the time to do this. Now, whatever your weakness is, because you have one, maybe it's Pinterest, maybe it's Facebook or some other social media, maybe it's YouTube. If you're watching 10, 15, 20, 30 hours of media each day, that's too much. You have to cut something out, and you know it. You know it, okay? Put your phone down, get back to your laptop, and start composing new work, okay? If, on the other hand, now we're talking about, like, I don't know, let's pick a cooking show. Okay, my wife and my son actually love, diners, drive-ins, and dives, and all these various Great British Baking Show or Bake Off, whatever it's called. They love these shows. Okay, if once a week or once a day for a half hour, you need to sit the hell down and turn on the Great British Baking whatever to just clear your head, then do that. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, so I'm not about to tell you to completely fast from your media consumption. It's just not possible. It's not logical. I'm not even sure it's smart. Are there things you can cut out? Pretty sure. Yes, you know what those things are. Even as I say these words, you are running through your head going, what could I cut out? Can you cut out 30 minutes of Pinterest scrolling? Yes, you can. You can. If, on the other hand, as I'm saying this, there's a media thing coming to mind, whether that's Pinterest scrolling or whether it's Twitter or whatever it is, that you're like, your heart like seizes up, you're like, oh my God, I can't stop doing that. Cool. Don't stop doing it. That's fine. Keep that thing. Find something else to cut, because that's how it gets done. I don't hear a lot of people saying this anymore, but it used to be an old saw, an old standby that you have to write every day. Bullshit. No, you don't. I'm telling you straight up right now, you don't. In fact, I don't know any authors who write every day. I'm sure they're out there. Good for them. They are probably authors who can afford to write every day. I can't. I doubt that you can. But the important part about that statement, about that idea that you have to write every day, the important part is the consistency. You do have to be consistent. In my experience, and I think the experience of other authors that I hang out with, it's less about writing every day and more about Monday morning from 6 to 10, for whatever reason. That's my writing time. That's when I compose new stuff. And and for you, maybe it's Tuesday afternoon from 3 to 4, or maybe it's Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to midnight, or whatever. If you get into the habit of every Sunday morning after the rest of the family goes to church or whatever, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm at my coffee shop and I'm writing new stuff. After a few times of doing that, guess what happens? Like any other habit, your body and your mind, your blood, your fingers starts to go, oh, this is writing time, and it gets easier to do. Sometimes that means you need to get away from the house. I don't know where you compose. Find a place where it's easier for you to compose. Some people compose at the kitchen table on a laptop. Some people do it they have their own office space like I do. Some people do it at a coffee shop or the library or at school, whatever. Figure out what that is if you haven't already. And if you're not sure, go try some places. Spend a month going to various places. Go to the park, go wherever, and try writing in different places and see what happens. But figure out where you feel comfortable, where the temperature's right and you can focus and you can think and you can let the creativity happen, and then set a schedule and obey it. No working author sits around waiting for inspiration. No artist sits around waiting for inspiration. Musicians, fine artists, you name it, will all tell you the same thing. We don't sit around watching TV, scrolling through Netflix, waiting for something to happen. We all make time and create time to do the art, to do the work. If writing is something that you feel incomplete without, then you owe it to yourself to do it. Fuck publishing, forget it. Like, we're not talking about the business yet. Those are for another time. Right now, if writing gives you deep satisfaction and makes you feel good, even if it was a bad day of writing, because that happens, right? If writing gives you deep satisfaction, then you owe it to yourself to create and give yourself the time to do it. If it doesn't, if you are writing out of a sense of obligation or revenge or desperation or jealousy or anything like that, I got to be honest with you. Maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Maybe there's something else you're better at. Maybe there's something else that speaks to your soul that you need to be doing. If you're trying to crank out a novel, if you're trying to do, well, I'm going to do such and such next Harry Potter, but in your head you're going, I really wish I was cooking this beautiful meal, then maybe you should be cooking that beautiful meal. Maybe writing isn't your thing. So let me right here, right now, give you permission to stop writing. If it is not fulfilling you on a deep level, stop. Do the other thing that satisfies you on that deep level. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. And if I never, ever publish another book, guess what? I will still be writing, because sitting down and writing words, writing stories satisfies me on a very deep and personal level. And so I'm never going to stop doing it, ever, ever, ever. Whether I make any money, whether anybody says it's good, doesn't matter. I have to do it, because if I don't, I feel unwell. If that's how you feel about writing, you're in the right place. If you're listening to me going, what the fuck? Maybe writing isn't your thing. Or at least not the kind of writing that we're going to talk about on Fiction Mentor. If you don't need to do this, it's probably not something you should be doing. Give yourself permission. Talk to whoever you are beholden to. Make sure they understand. Get everybody on the same page. I have met far, far too many of you, both kids and adults, who don't get support at home for their writing, and that just infuriates me and it crushes me. And if you are in that boat, I am so, so sorry. That's not fair. It's not fair. So if you can't work with those people, then you know what? Little secret, little inside tip, fucking lie. I don't give a shit. Fucking lie about it. If you have to say, oh, I'm going to the gym from 4 to 5, but you're really going to fucking Starbucks to write your novel, then fucking do it. I get worked up and I start cussing more. I'm sorry, but I'm serious. I'm serious. If writing this novel gives you deep satisfaction, and your family, whoever it is or whatever, is like, that's bullshit, you're stupid, or you can't write, or it's a dumb idea, any of that kind of shit, just nod and go, you're probably right, and then go fucking do it anyway and don't tell them. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care. Nobody is allowed to tell you that. Nobody is allowed to tell you that. If you have questions, just drop them down in the comments or in any of my social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. On Facebook, it's author Tom Leveen. Instagram and Twitter is at Tom Leveen, all one word. Or, like I said, you can just leave a comment down here, and I will respond to those as soon as I see them, okay? So, in the meantime, remember, keep writing, and I will see you on the next video. Please remember to subscribe, and if you like this video, share it around with your author friends. All right? Take care. Keep writing.